Proverbs 21:1. The king's heart is in the hand of the Lord, as the rivers of water. He turneth it whithersoever he will. Double honors, dear apostles and elders of Great Millstone, where I learned this truth from. Peace and salutations to brothers on down, teaching, preaching, pushing this gospel. Good news, the four corners of the earth, waking up the hopeful elect of the house of Israel. Greetings also to the few sisters that tune into these video epistles. I hope you're edified, built up by the power of truth that's coming out of this book. It's our book, the holy book for the holy people. We're going to lesson from the text we're about to read. At the same time shall things come into thy mind. The Most High is in total control. Isaiah 45:7 tells us both the good and evil. He created them both. And payback is just around the corner. For who? Esau, Edom, the so-called white man. He's coming for you. He's coming for you. Let's get a few more of these scriptures before we get on to the main part of the lesson here. Proverbs 21. Let's jump to verse 4. A high look and a proud heart, a mind, and the plowing of the wicked is sin. Who's known as the wicked? Malachi 1:4 tells us it's Esau, Edom, the white man. Verse 6, the getting of treasures by a lying tongue is a vanity tossed to and fro of them that seek death. That's this man. Everywhere you look, it's death and destruction. That's all he's about. Verse 7, the robbery of the wicked shall destroy them. He is a thief of the highest order because they refuse to do judgment. Verse 10, the soul of the wicked desireth evil. His neighbor findeth no favor in his eyes. And who's his neighbor? We're his brother. We who they're calling us Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. We don't go a lesson without saying that. We're so happy, relieved to know the truth of who we are. The name of our power is Yahweh, his only begotten Son, Yahweh Shai. We are those people. Let's get the Apocrypha. Apocrypha means sent away, hidden. And another one of their crimes to try to hide the truth. Sirach, Ecclesiasticus 10. Let's get 8 to begin with. Because of unrighteous dealings, injuries, and riches got by deceit, the kingdom is translated from one people to another. See? He is maneuvering. He who, Yahweh B'Hashem Yahweh Shai, is maneuvering, is moving around the chess pieces. And our power is about to make his move. They're going to use the bear, Russians, to gather up the nations. We're going to get to that shortly. Verse 14 here, the Lord has cast down the thrones of the proud princes and set up the meek in their stead. Who's that? Who's this man so proud? Oh, I'm going to take Mexico. I'm going to take Canada. I'm going to take this and Greenland and all the rest of it. Who's it so pompous and so proud? There's nobody else who's doing that. Who is it that's removed all of the images that was before him and said, oh, I'm your power. Your God looks like me. He said he's the God of Israel. There's nobody else who's doing that with his long, dog-like, stringy hair, his pointy nose, his thin lips, no melanin in his skin. There's just one person. You're guilty, and something is about to enter into the minds of the other nations headed up by the Russians to come and remove you from power. Back to it here. The Lord hath cast down the thrones of proud princes and set up the meek or Hebrew Israelites in their stead. And on this side of the wrath and indignation to come, it's the elect of the house of Israel, Lord willing. We're of that number. The Lord hath plucked up the roots of the proud nations and planted the lowly in their place. The Lord overthrew countries of the heathen and destroyed them to the foundations of the earth. He took some of them away and destroyed them and hath made their memorial to cease from the earth. That place, Babylon the Great, is about to be totally destroyed. It's America. It's going to move you out of that place, and it's going to be desolate. Ezekiel, let's get it. Ezekiel 38:10. Thus saith the Lord God, his name is Yahweh power. It shall also come to pass that at that same time shall things come into thy mind, and thou shalt think an evil thought. What is that thought? Is to rain missiles, intercontinental ballistic missiles, are gonna darken the skies. 200 million, that's Revelation 9 and 16. It's gonna rain down like hail, stones, as described in Revelation, onto that land, Babylon the Great. That's about to enter the mind of the Russians. But first they're going to say, oh, peace and safety, let's come to a deal. Everything's going to be calm, and people are going to be a false sense of security. Ezekiel 38 and 10 again, thus said the Lord God, it shall also come to pass that at the same time shall things come into thy mind, and thou shalt think an evil thought. Verse 11, and thou shalt say, I will go up to the land of unwalled villages. See, the place is wide open, ready to be destroyed. I will go to them that are at rest, that dwell safely, all of them dwelling without walls, and having neither bars nor gates, to take a spoil and to take a prey, to turn thine hand upon the desolate places that are now inhabited, and upon the people that are gathered out of the nations, which have gotten cattle and goods, that dwell in the midst of the land. See, it's there, waiting. It's about to be destroyed. An evil thought. Let's jump back to verse 7. Be thou prepared, and prepare thyself, thou and all thy company that are assembled unto thee, and be thou a God unto them. Speaking of the Russians. That's who he's speaking about. They're going to be a God. They're rounding up all these other nations. They can't come. The beast, America, the great whore. They can't take them on alone, but together. They're being a God unto the Ethiopians, the Libyans, the Saudi, all these countries around the place. They're heading them up. And they're going to come against this beast system with the whore. That's the EU and NATO, and the whore that sits on top of America and Canada. But let's get some of the list here of those who are gathered together. Psalms 83, let's go from 3. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people, and consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, come, and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance, for they have consulted together. See, with one consent they are confederate against thee. The tabernacles of Edom, they head up the list. We can stop it right there. It goes on to list the rest of these nations. And who are they coming against? If you just look up in the book here, Psalms 82 and 6, I have said, ye are gods, and all of you are the children of the Most High, the sons of the Yahweh, Yasharallah. That's who he's come against. You've dared to put your leprous hands on the gods of the earth. It's because we're in a low state. You find it's all very funny at the moment, until it isn't. Yahweh Shai red letter here. He repeated the same thing, getting all angry, all these around about. John 10:34, Yahweh Shai answered them, is it not written in your law? I said, ye are gods. This is what he was quoting right here from Psalms. Psalm of Asaph. I have said, ye are gods, and all of you are children of the Most High. See, that's who this leprous man is coming against. But the time is close when an evil thought is about to enter into the mind of the other nations headed up by the Russians. Let's get some of these proverbs here. Proverbs 6. Let's go from 14. Frowardness is in his heart and mind. He deviseth mischief continually. He soweth discord. Therefore shall his calamity come suddenly. Suddenly shall he be broken without remedy. These 6 things doth the Lord hate. Yea, 7 are an abomination unto him: a proud look, a lying tongue, and hands that shed innocent blood. That's all this man has been doing since the inception of his headquarters there, Babylon the Great, America. They've been at war between 93-95% of the time. It's constant war. It's big business, to killing business, the murder business. It's big bucks for him, and that's all he thinks about. And heart that devises wicked imaginations, like that microchip. That's his next thing. He's put aside all this Jeebus madness. He's not going to bother with that anymore. Heart that deviseth wicked imaginations, feet that be swift in running to mischief. See, that's all he's about, and he's about to be paid back. Payback is a bitch. Proverbs is still in Proverbs. Let's just get verse 2 and 3 of chapter 12 here. A good man obtaineth favor of the Lord, but a man of wicked devices will he condemn. See, that's what you're gonna get for your efforts. A man shall not be established by wickedness, but the root of the righteous shall not be moved. Jump to 19. Proverbs 19, I think 21. There are many devices in a man's heart, in his mind. Nevertheless, the counsel of the Lord, that shall stand. And there's no way around these words and the prophecy that is written in this book. You can't get around it. We're just going to wrap up this brief lesson here. Revelation, very noisy around me. Revelation 17 and 16. And the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore. That's the EU nation that started with 10, now it's around 27, 28. And shall make her desolate and naked, the whore being Babylon the Great, the daughter of Babylon, Nineveh, Assyria, all these code words for America. If you can't see it, maybe you're not supposed to, you've been blinded. Read it again. And the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore, and shall make her desolate and naked. All of these countries, they've had it beyond it, gone. I can't get the words out. They're sick and tired of America, making them take decisions that is against their own economic interests. The 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore, and shall make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh, and burn her with fire. That's what's getting ready to touch down in America. And all these fancy speeches, long words, debates, and he says, oh, it doesn't mean that, and all the rest of it. It's all going to come to an abrupt end, and I can't wait. Thus saith the Lord, at the same time shall things come into thy mind. The prophecy must be fulfilled. Shalom until the next lesson.